and now you're staying for. We're happy to have you, and so excited about our flags. Hopefully, those of you who retrieved yours over the last couple of events have really enjoyed showcasing your Coronado spirit in your yards. I'm excited to have mine up, and then I got nervous during the monsoon, so I was like, I don't want it to blow away. So I panicked and took it down for a few days, but I'll get ready to put it back up. So pretty excited about those, and we still have a few more left. We have, I think, a few more of this block of good neighbors, and then a couple more of the Spanish language, and then we definitely have more of the wave like you mean it. So if you're feeling sassy, that's a great one to start with. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead, Ashley, and get started with you. If you'd like to come on up, I just have a slide with your photo on it.
That is a picture of me at Arizona Wilderness, actually. Alright, I will.
Oh yeah, if you want to see the picture, you'll be in the camera for the live stream.
Oh, you do? There's a live stream.
Yeah.
Well, hello to everyone on the live stream.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, there's the live stream.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ashley Carter. Thank you so much for coming out to the Coronado neighborhood meeting and for the opportunity to share a little bit about my campaign. I'm running for Phoenix City Council for this district, and I'm actually going to keep these in my hand. I did not know I was going to be speaking tonight, so this is like a security blanket speech right here. I'm just going to hold it. Yeah, a little bit about me. I've lived in this district for 26 years. I have been running my small business that has been working right here in our neighborhoods for 17 years. Actually started my business right here on McDowell by renovating an old building that was right down the street, and for this purpose, exactly, actually, for the opportunity to provide a space for small local businesses where they could come into our neighborhood and be able to bring neighbors together. I think our third spaces, our small local businesses, are really the treasure of our neighborhoods, and that's the work that I've been doing for these past 17 years before deciding to run for council. Phoenix is definitely my home. I truly believe home is what matters most. That idea has been at the core of this campaign. And everybody wants a safe and secure home, and everybody wants that home to be in a community that is thriving. And that is exactly what I want for our district, for our entire district. It took me a while to find my home. I shared with you that I moved here 26 years ago. So 26 years ago, I drove cross country from Boston, and I was in my mother's green station wagon, and I landed right here into District 4. I was over in the Loma Linda neighborhood, and I was 18 years old, and I didn't really have any money or any connections here, and I didn't know what would happen next. And I delivered pizzas, and that is how I really discovered our neighborhoods and how to get around. And was really just sort of finding my way, and that's how my Phoenix story started. I struggled to pay bills and all the things that happen when you're young and you don't necessarily have, I hadn't really truly connected, but I ended up just falling in love with Phoenix, and I love this city very much, and I have built a life here, and I'm very honored to be stepping up to serve our city and to serve our community. And it has been, just a true honor to get out and meet everyone and understand just how connected and wonderful our neighborhood truly is. It's been, I'm going a lot further than I originally had in understanding the different neighborhoods. Running for council makes you start knocking a lot of doors and meeting a lot of new people, and it's just been an honor. So I shared that, I started right here on McDowell. When the Great Recession hit, a little bit about sort of the work I've been doing here in our community. When the Great Recession hit, I was like a lot of people, and I lost my job, and I had to figure out what came next. And so I found a rundown building on McDowell, and decided to fix it up. And I did with a lot of like grit and determination and a lot of hard work, and I did that during the recession. And I created a space that was for, where small businesses could grow. And that has been the work that I've been doing for the past 17 years, is finding buildings that are older and vacant and needing a lot of love, and putting that love into buildings and trying to connect them with local businesses and really be supportive of our smaller local economy here. And what I've learned from this work is that this work has not been about buildings. We've done adaptive reuse and preservation and housing and a lot of different projects through the years. But the buildings have never been what it's been about. It's really been about people. It's really been about investing into our neighborhoods, creating jobs, connecting neighbors, taking care of our neighborhoods, and really trying to be a part of building the future that we want to be living in, and ensuring that our neighborhoods are strong for our future generations. And that's the approach that I will bring to council, is wanting to be out in our communities, connecting with others, making sure that everyone is a part of our growth. Phoenix is growing. We all know this. This is not news. We have vastly become America's 5th largest city, and that is a good thing. But it's very important for me that growth is going to benefit everyone. And that is a big reason of why I am stepping up. It's to help guide our growth and to make sure that our community, that the people that live here in Phoenix, have a voice in where we are going, and that that there is leadership that truly listens. I truly believe we deserve a leader who listens and then takes action and delivers for all of us. It sounds so simple, but I think it is incredibly important, especially as we've become such a large city, that it's very important. Local representation, that opportunity to get out to the community, understand what the needs are, and then get to work and deliver. That very simple exchange is really important for keeping our community strong. Housing, as I said, housing, this is very important to me. It's something that's been a pillar of my campaign, is working on housing solutions for our community. We know that we need more affordable homes that families can afford to stay in. We need homes that are closer to jobs. We know that we need neighborhoods in which seniors can afford to stay. And I'm very anxious and excited to get to work and continue to do that work of trying to bring more housing into our neighborhoods, work with the housing that we have, and really try to make sure that our neighborhoods are strong. And we know that affordability in housing is absolutely a place that we need to be focused on to make sure that we can keep what we all love about our neighborhoods intact. And so, I know that there's a lot of candidates in the race, and so just, about myself is with me, you're not getting a politician. You're not getting a politician. You are getting a neighbor, you are getting a small business owner, you're getting a community builder, and someone that has been bringing together our community for a long time and getting results. I normally at this point in time, and I do I have time for a few questions, or do we do that at the end?
Probably do like 2.
One, okay, perfect. And so usually I'll go into come out and volunteer with us. And I absolutely would love to have you come out and volunteer with us. We are canvassing all the time. Yes, in the heat. We are making it really fun, and we're doing a lot of fun volunteer events that are indoors as well. So I would love to connect with you. But one thing I wanted to do just while I was here, because I'm getting to meet so many of you for the first time, so I just wanted to share some of the ways in which I've already been showing up for the Coronado community and the greater Coronado community throughout the years. I was just sharing about so my last project before I decided to kind of lean into my community service work was building McDowell, the Miracle Mile Brewery, doing Arizona Wilderness, building that building. That has been a lot of my work, and so when I have done these projects, and we started, I would say I started over on the west side of McDowell, and I came down east, and so I've had touched on a lot of different properties along the Miracle Mile. Doing this work of investing into our community, taking all of these properties and repurposing them so they can be active and so they can be back and benefit. One value I've always had is I've carried the local first model. So when I have done these projects, I have been employing people that live in the neighborhood. So for instance, with Arizona Wilderness, you know, I hired an architect, Artie Vigil, that lives in Coronado. I hired Goody from Smith Metalworks, who did all of my metal work. I hired multiple artists that helped do a lot of the work that you actually can't necessarily see, but the ghost signage was all the work of an artist versus actually truly being there. While I was doing that project, I was sitting at Trellis once a month, organizing a group of people that were from Trellis, Banner Foundation, the neighborhood, business owners, merchants. We were organizing for the Miracle Mile to help all the small businesses that were here. I participated in our this district becoming a historic district. This is Phoenix's first historic district that is a commercial district. And so did that work of organizing, and that opened up opportunity for all these property owners to be able to then go forward and get grants to fix up their properties. A lot of artists that live in the district, I used to have an art gallery down in Roosevelt, and I've been able to show a lot of the arts down there. And so I just wanted to just share that as a little bit of just, these are ways in which I've been showing up. I'm asking for you to lean in, learn more about the campaign, learn about me, ask the questions. I'm going to stay at the end. But I have, shown up for Coronado in a variety of ways through the years, and it would be my absolute honor to earn your vote and be able to continue and work together on continuing to improve our neighborhood and making sure that it's really benefiting everyone. So thank you so much, and I guess I have time maybe for one question. If there are any. Oh, Heather Lennon.
Hi. I'm a relative newcomer to this amazing area, but based on my assessments, I'm seeing that there's a lot of difficulty in evolving these buildings that are on McDowell, partially because of the parking issue.
Yeah.
And partially because we're driving 900 miles an hour down the street and we don't even see the signs. I'm also a real estate developer, exactly what Ashley does. What would your solution be to help these buildings be saved, these businesses be open, have space for people to see and park and actually create what could be here and what once was?
So I will say, I was disappointed to see the work, the McDowell Road Revitalization Committee get sunsetted and all the stakeholders, sunset that work. I had actually worked with a group of stakeholders and we applied to MAG for a grant where we did get a study where we were able to look at traffic calming, we were able to look at medians, new road design, because safe streets and the fact that everyone's going 60 miles per hour. And so we were doing a lot of advocacy around trying to make this road safer. This road, we also have City of Phoenix parking lots right along this. And part of having a merchants association and having a group, and that's why partnership with neighborhoods and merchants associations is so important with council, because you work together, because you have to understand all the property owners and what they have, and you have to kind of do an assessment of what do you have and how can you design and what improvements can you make that make sense. But I think the work is an organization, and I would love to see the McDowell Road group get brought back online where everyone can decide what are those top priorities for this area that would really make a difference. I'm as interested as what's happening on the street. I'm also very interested in what's happening off the street with our businesses. So I want that to be a part of the conversation, but we successfully got that grant and we did the study. And I will tell you, it was one of the things that inspired me to run, because I did not love the facilitation of how those funds and how they came out in the community. And my group had been sunsetted and I didn't have the opportunity to advocate effectively for the use of those funds. And I would want to work with our city to make sure that we were getting the appropriate investment that this corridor deserves.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Ashley.
thank you.
We have one more speaker tonight, and that's Michael Mazzocco.
Hello, everyone. My name is Michael Mazzocco. I am also a candidate for Phoenix City Council District 4. Thank you so much for having me. Very excited to be here. I was 13 years old when I learned who my grandmother was. Now, of course, I knew her heart and older. She was my granny. She made the best buttermilk biscuits and fried bread. Anyone but every Native American kid is going to say that about their granny. You see, in 1947, my grandmother stood up and said, "My voice matters." In the Royal Southern Plains of Oklahoma, she became the first female president of a Native American tribe, the Delaware Nation, with 5 kids. It's that resiliency, that fierceness, those are the shoes that I walk in today. That's where I learned what it meant to be a leader, to stand up, make your voice heard, and to lead your people, your family. I've been here in Phoenix for 20 years, it'll be 20 years next year. I moved here from New York City. I've lived all over the country, from Oklahoma, where I was born, Georgia, Alaska, 2 places in Ohio, Chicago, New York City, and then here. I grew up for the most part in Cleveland. My father was a UAW official, obviously, an Army veteran. We lived, those first few places were on Army bases, but he was a UAW official at the Chevy plant local 1005 in growing up, and my mother was a Montessori director. Together, they also taught me what it means to be a leader, what it means to give back to your community. Because that is why I'm doing what I'm doing. It's not to be in politics, it is to be a leader in this community like I have been for the last 25 years. My first position of leadership was in 1992. When I came out, there was this thing going on in DC. Everyone was going to go march on Washington because the government wasn't paying attention to us as we were all dying of AIDS. And so I marched on Washington in 1992. And you know what, as I was marching down that street, and the police are wearing gloves because they were too afraid to touch us. And that taught me that the government isn't here for us, we are here for ourselves. We were doing that. Everything that we did during that epidemic, we did for ourselves. Because we as a community are the driver. And we just need leaders in that community to drive us and to make change. And I want to be that leader for you. In 2017, I started my own company, Michael Mazzocco Events. It's an event company. I proudly make a living on going to a party. I work with a lot of nonprofits and fundraisers, doing fundraisers here in town. I've also been serving on the Equality Chamber Board for the last 7 years, 4 years as board president. I turned that organization from a volunteer-run organization to a fully staffed organization, hiring our first executive director, 2 full-time staff, founded the Chamber Foundation. We doubled our membership and doubled programming. In 2021, the mayor requested that I join the Human Relations Commission, where we fight racism and look at ways that we can shine a light on the disenfranchised communities that are all over Phoenix. The mayor appointed me chair of that commission in 2023. I'm proud to serve this community in different ways. I've also served on several other boards, from the Children's Museum Gala that I recently chaired, actually, with Nicole Wheatroff, to the Phoenix Symphony, different boards for different arts organizations, and Just Schools, which help stop bullying based on sexual orientation or gender identity here in Phoenix. But my point is that I've been working on this community for 25 years. I've been making change community. And my hope is to step onto Phoenix City Council and make change for the entire community at a higher level. I'll be a first-time politician. I've never run like Ashley. I have be a fresh voice on City Council, and I think that's important. It's important that we have people that are not career politicians. This is not my next step for another political role. This is the end of the line for me. City Council is where I want to sit, hopefully for 12 years, and do 3 consecutive terms. With all due respect, actually. Sit on this board and sit on this council and actually make a difference. Some of the things that I'm hearing most often when I'm at the doors are homelessness. We are all seeing a major problem with homelessness in the city. We've gone from 6,000 to 9,000 homeless people. There's a large city here in this country that has actually put a dent of 63% reduction in homelessness, and that's Houston. And the program that they're using is a housing first with programs that surround those houses. So we're talking about getting homeless people off the streets, getting them into homes, and then getting the mental health, substance abuse, or economic empowerment programs that they need to enter back into society. Not just another bed or a hot meal or a bottle of water. We're actually solving the problem. That's what I want to do here at Phoenix. Of course, I also want to work on the affordability that we're having here. Affordability is an issue all over the country, but here in Phoenix, housing is a major issue. My husband and I were looking at homes when we first started dating back in 2010, and they were $187,000. And we said, oh, we'll buy next year. Oh, we'll buy next year. We didn't buy. So now we are still renting. We live over on 22nd Avenue. We have a wonderful home over there, but we didn't buy, and now we're priced out. Shame on us. But there are possible ways to build affordable housing, to build more housing here in District 4 by building up on our transportation routes, increasing the amount that we have on the market, lowering the cost, offering strong incentives for inclusionary zoning, but also help in those large developments. But those developments aren't anything. I'm sorry, I need some water, folks. Those developments aren't anything without businesses on the base floor, not steep living. We actually need some bodegas, more cafes, more places for people to support themselves while they're living. Otherwise, we're just building food deserts. And the third piece, thank you so much. Thank you. Third thing that I hear most often at the doors is vibrancy on the street and safety on the streets. I would like to open an office of economic empowerment within my office of City Council. Mayor Kate got very excited when I talked with her about this. And that's helping entrepreneurs and businesses fill over 1,000 empty storefronts that are all over the city, including here on McDowell Mountain or on Melrose or 27th Avenue. Helping our neighbors take back their communities by bringing vibrancy and safety back to our streets. So we're walking on the streets and we're spending money in our neighbors' businesses. You know, I recently said that a neighborhood is a group of homes. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. A neighborhood is a group of homes. But when you put neighborhoods with businesses that surround them, now we're building a community. And we need to build more communities here in Phoenix. We need to bring community back to our streets. And economic empowerment will allow us to bring that vibrancy and that safety back to our streets. Working with all those boards and my time in advocacy across this country and here in Phoenix, it's taught me one thing, that when we all have a seat at the table, we all rise together. And folks, I would like to work with you and for you, because Phoenix is filled by diverse neighbors, whether we're renters or homeowners, minority, immigrants, gay, straight. We are a wonderful fabric of people that live together in this great city. It is up to City Council to build equitable communities, and I don't think that they're doing the best job possible, but everyone needs to be included. So I would like to sit in your seat on City Council and let's build an equitable, safe, and vibrant city together. Thank you so much. Does anyone have any questions for me? And Heather, to answer your question that you asked Ashley, I would love to also see slow down on this street. And I think that City Council made a great first step with those traffic cameras. But we can also slow down our streets by offering barriers in the middle of the in the middle of the turn lanes, limiting the number of lanes that we have across the streets, the width of our streets, and also how we build our corners. We can slow our streets down by simply offering more to pedestrians and micromobility options. Is there anyone else that might have another question? Thank you so much. My information is on the table. I look forward to seeing you on the streets. And thank you for the water.
Yes, thank you to those who hydrated our guests tonight. And what I was remiss in was actually introducing, for those of you who do not know me, probably at this point a lot of you do, I'm Susan Keen, I'm the Coronado president this year, happy to be here. We also have 6 other board members here tonight who make all of this stuff that we do happen, and do incredible work on behalf of Coronado. So I'm sure that you get to know them. Jake is passing out flags with James. We got Paula, Marissa, Laura, Allie, Kyle, or Chris, sorry. We're all here tonight with questions. But let's go ahead and see what we have coming up and what we've done recently. Our membership shot up a little bit, and I believe that was due to the beautiful garden flags. They were up about 20 new members, which is a pretty massive spike for us. So thank you for supporting us. I want to make sure to note that all of these garden flags, for one, they were provided through grant funding. We received grant funding through the City of Phoenix Police Department through their Neighborhood Block Watch grant program. And so that was a pretty decent portion of that funding. And then while we were going through the process, Jake designed all of the flags. We together came up with the slogans on them and whatnot. We also realized that we wanted to add some Spanish language to help represent that the Spanish-speaking members in our community. So if you know of anybody who might not know Coronado Neighborhood Association yet, but might really love a Spanish language flag, please let them know. And we want to get to know everybody as well. And we're going to be upping our efforts at offering more Spanish translations for the materials that we put out as well. And if you know someone who would like to volunteer to help with that, we're also looking at the option of kind of contracting somebody. So just so you know that that's something we're looking to do. And we're also exploring what membership looks like moving forward. I think we'll still have quite a few months before we announce anything new and make some decisions, but you can expect some updates to come within our term, I would expect. Treasurer's report, we had a pretty healthy checking and savings. Our primary inflows were up just 1.7% versus June, but our primary inflows were the new memberships or even the renewed memberships. So thank you for supporting us in that way. We did have some pretty big outflows this year, but this month, but that's actually really expected based on our annual spending plan. So our monthly membership platform subscription, we did have annual for a while, and I'll explain why we at least temporarily switched to monthly. But that was one expense that came out, which is actually usually a lot larger. We are testing out a new platform on the back end to see if that's something that would suit us for how we run our organization through our website, our memberships, our email communications, our finances, things like that. So we're exploring another option for us, and we're not sure yet what we're going to move forward with. But the switch was because our annual one was due just about a week ago, and we wanted to make the switch before we paid this big annual amount. So you can can expect if we stick with this platform that we may have a substantial purchase coming up. And if we switch, we'll keep everybody updated as well. That would make a difference in how you interact with us digitally. We also had one of our annual insurance premiums this month. I know this is all very exciting. This is why you came here tonight. We had our P.O. box renewal, so if you are sending us certified mail about your new Airbnbs, we receive all of those. We receive sex offender notifications, and that's pretty much what we receive in the mail. And then again, the Spanish language garden club was a little bit of additional investment from the CNA to supplement some of the grant funding to make sure that we had produced those. So that's how you're understanding what our money is doing right now. And then last month we did revisited what some of our budget plans are, because we are working to spend some of this money and invest it in you, because it also is doing a lot less sitting and gathering very little interest. We are working also, our treasurer JT has been exploring other banks that have higher interest rates so that we can grow this money while spending some of it as well. So we'll have more updates that will push out as we refine a few things here and there. There we go. One thing that actually was not an expense on our part, but aside from lots of time, so Jake really just built us a new tool shed platform. Previously it was hosted through the store on our website, and it kind of still is. You can still find it on our website, but highlighted here in the Discover menu, this tool shed, there's one that says Community Tool Shed, and then there's a secret option if you're a member that says Tool Shed Rental Members. So if you are indeed a member, you are eligible to rent from the tool shed, and that's how you're going to get to that page. But what you're going to see now looks different. So you have this login. All you have to do is enter your membership email. You're going to have a one-tap sign-in. You'll go to your email and say, click this link in order to log in. So you don't have to remember your password.
Yay.
I feel like that's a real improvement here. Also, if you haven't seen what's in our tool shed, look at all this.
Oh, it's so big. Oh,
It's beautiful.
it is beautiful.
Yeah. So, and we have
Get
one more
out,
video.
cool.
We're clamoring for videos. This is how you actually reserve it. I wanted to go through the steps to show you how it's done. So if you were reserving tables, you can see that green dates are the available dates. You would select what pickup time you want at the tool shed. You would say what your quantity is that you want and your rental period. We're going to be adjusting potentially some of the rental periods on these so that we have tables and chairs available for our own events, but you might have tools that you could rent out for longer periods of time. For example, this is the checkout process. I'll just like blur my address. But this is what it looks like to check out. It's very easy. You hit checkout, you'll see the payment options appear. Like shopping, right? But this is a service that we offer to our members. So we hope you will take advantage of the tool shed, and although we have to offer through that, a significant portion of that is event rental supplies, so tables, chairs, we have chafing dishes, we have bocce ball, we have, we're working on creating kind of like a birthday package where we have those like parachute things we used to play with in gym class and elementary school. We have hula hoops and all kinds of things like that. But we also have tools in the tool shed. So go ahead and check that out if you haven't already.
Quick plug.
Yeah.
Another amazing improvement from before. Before you had to email Brian, our lovely tool steward, and ask about like, is this available on this days? And there's no way to know that. Tonight you can see the full and hopefully there. We've also extended the ability to reserve up to 4 months in advance. So if you are one of those go-getters and you know you need chafing dishes and extra chairs and tables for your Thanksgiving or your Christmas festivities, you can already reserve them now if you did before anyone else.
Hint, hint. Everyone good?
Well,
And then we can tell us we're throwing a big party.
Right?
Run trackers on all the fun party parties.
So that's one of our exciting developments right now, and this managed looking at it on 16th Street and potentially Thomas or 7th Street. There's a few sticking points there, but we're going to do some neighborhood spirit, kind of the street light pole banners. I can never say that in the appropriate order. But the banners that you see, we're going to have a couple of different ones. We're going to have some that just represent Coronado, some specific to the CNA, some specific that'll get changed out kind of quarterly that are like, here's our next major event, like home tour or like Wing Fest or something like that. And then one in partnership with the Miracle Mile Merchants Association that really highlights that. So you're going to see a little bit more Coronado pride and spirit coming out in the next couple of months. So that's what that $5,000 is going towards. And we think part of the reason investing in stuff like the garden flags or these is because neighborhoods that show pride and show that they're taken care of are safer neighborhoods. So we like to have actual safety measures, which we'll go into in a little bit, but also ones that show that we really care about where we live. We also submitted for District 4 Love Your Block grant. We have not heard on this one yet. There's this one's more competitive. I believe there's only one available, but we submitted that with this neighborhood adopt the street program for 12th Street, at least at the time that we submitted this, was available for adopt a street program. But we also want to focus that a little like more narrowly in the neighborhood and start to think about like how can you adopt your block, right? Can we start to do this on smaller scales where you're covering your block and you and your neighbors are getting together to help us clean these spaces up in a smaller area, and we'll have money to support those efforts as well. So we'll see if we hear about that. We also were just awarded the Phoenix Community Arts Grant, or really the Phoenix, from the Phoenix Arts and Culture Commission. So $42.50, that's going to support our spring Locadia event. If you were at our last one, we actually we had some sponsorships and some other ways that we made additional funds. So we do have enough money of last year's grant. We're looking to host a second fall Locadia so that we can start to do these twice a year because of the cost of these grants that we receive. So keep an eye on your events calendar, our events calendar. And then lastly, the neighborhood block watch grant. I mentioned all of these flags were a big part of that. But what you're also going to see is the bulletin boards. We have existing bulletin boards around the neighborhood. These are being refurbished right now. Some of them are in pretty bad shape. We are going to be adding magnets. And one thing we've talked about is people can kind of donate fun magnets to make these more fun to use. But the CNA does plan to post more event flyers and making sure that our community, maybe those who are not on social, who don't know about the CNA yet, are actually seeing what we're doing and what's available to them to as resources or what to join in on and how to get to know their neighborhood better. So that's another thing that we invested in with those funds. And then we have one more issue of the dispatch coming out that is funded through last year's that we prepaid for. And then 2026 to 2027, we were awarded almost $15,000, which is pretty par for the course for us with these grants. So we're going to add 1 to 2 new bulletin boards. We have a lot of safety items that we're going to be buying, and then it will continue to fund our dispatch magazine. So this is what our free money is doing for us. We also would really love your help to make some of this stuff come together. Home tour committee, right? Has anybody volunteered day of home tour?
Yeah.
Quite a few of you. Awesome. Well, you could have that same fun. We absolutely need help. It is a team effort, obviously day of, but absolutely, leading up to it in the months. So we're actually, I'll show you the slide, but we're gonna have our kind of committee kickoff this Sunday. So anybody is welcome to join in. Come see what we're about. Come see what spreadsheets you can keep track of, or what things, how you can help us with social media, etc. We also we're forming a dispatch committee. Our scrappy CNA board, we're the same people doing all of these things, and we would like to spread out the love a little bit. So we do have a few people, you interested in helping us out with the dispatch. Like I said, we're producing one more this grant, and then we're going to kind of look at potentially reformatting a little bit because costs have gone up quite a lot on printing and ink. So we're going to get together as a group and see what this community wants to see in their print communications. And then lastly, we now have a fun committee led by Clara back here, who used to be on our board. And she's pulling some of the stuff that she did with us on the board and still doing them. So like Food Truck Fridays, which will be returning, I believe, in September, end of September. It's just so hot, right? No one wants to go do this in the evenings in August. But we'll bring it back late September. We also have other things like the Halloween bike ride, the holiday lights bike ride, and hot cocoa social, etc. So if these are the kind of things that you're like, hey, I can help with that. I have ridden a bicycle before, or I have, written an essay for my high school before. I could probably do that. We would love your help. So please join us. Come talk to any one of the board members. We would be happy to make that happen for you and for us. We love this journey for us. So again, dispatch. You can find them oftentimes at Sunshine Market. We might be out. Jody would maybe
There
put
was
that.
four there like an hour ago.
Oh, cool. Okay.
We also have some in the back
We do.
if you want to
We
pick
have
one
some
up.
back. We don't have our current issue of the dispatch. I forgot to update the deadline. We probably need to just push this a little bit, especially because I still have a little bit of writing to do. But we anticipate publishing in late August, maybe early September. But here's a QR code to submit an article. We do have some fun guidelines like let's try not to swear too much or say really offensive things. But you get to have a lot of fun with it because it's for the community, by the community, etc. So what did we do in July? We did a Coronado Park cleanup. We like to take care of our public spaces, but we do move these around sometimes. We are going to skip August because it's hot. We did, Coronado Trivia was the month before. We did do a Coronado pool party, and some of you may have gone to that if you already picked up your flag there. That was a lot of fun in partnership with our current councilperson, Laura Pastor's office. And then our new initiative run by Allie, the Plant It Forward program, had their first Master Gardener lecture, which Doreen generously ran for us. And a lot of people got a couple of free totem pole cacti out of it. Has anybody else accidentally killed theirs? Or is it just
No.
Okay. I need to attend some more of these lectures. Anyway, it was great. We also did, that's supposed to say happy hour. Coronado happy hour. You can see how happy everybody is. And then that was our last meeting at TEG Torches. So a lot of fun happening here in July. Coming up, we have a couple of things this month. Another happy hour, another opportunity to be happy with us. So Arizona Wilderness Miracle Mile, 5 to 7, Wednesday, August 19th. All of this stuff is up on our website. It's in our socials, it's in our emails. Raise a glass, chat with the neighbors, and you get to be inside. So that's great. We also have a Coronado coffee meetup. These are new. I also feel, don't need to be talking the whole time if you do want to say anything about this, but maybe some people prefer to imbibe caffeine rather than alcohol, and that's your chance to do that. And we're going to start bringing these in a little more often. Is there anything else?
Not really. I'm trying to get maybe an activity also involved with this. This is our first one, but we're going to do this monthly.
So still some tea, not really, I don't think we should do that right now. Caffeinate or decaf, whatever you need to do to get through your Saturday, so August 22nd. 9 to 11. And then we don't yet have August dates announced, but we just want to make sure Plant It Forward is always on your mind as one of our newer initiatives. So keep an eye on our emails and socials for the upcoming events related to that awesome program. And that's a lot of talking. I understand why Michael needed to hydrate, and yes, go ahead.
So I just wanted to let everyone know that besides plants, I like cats.
So if that's something that you need and you want some help, or you've got barrels that need to be fixed, may not be your cat, probably the cats that are just coming in your yard, please reach out to me if you don't know how to get hold of me. I am on the message board, or someone on the board, regardless of the commission. But there is a program here to help us mitigate the issue of feral cats. They are protected by CDC, so it's not illegal to do them, as some people have done on the message board. But they can reduce their population. I tracked last week 3 adults, one was pregnant, 7 kids also the pregnant cat, another cat, and another kid full of that. So we also, through the funding, helps us keep cats minimize how many there are, because we can get them rehomed. And I'm always looking for people who lost their cats. So if you want to do that, sure.
Thank you, Ruby. Yes, we love to support our kitty population and keep them healthy and,
Chase. Not the sex, but they can't reproduce.
So it's been a while since I've been to a CNA meeting, but do you still have your kids program, Coronado Kids? Is that an active?
So that was kind of through the giving program. We do still have a giving program. In the last, I would say, definitely 1 year, but maybe even 2 years, probably only one person applied for money for Coronado Kids type of events. So we would love to see more of that. We're just kind of changing around the categories a little bit. That would still absolutely be stuff that's funded. The event last year was the Oval Park Easter egg hunt, and they were applied for funding to get goodies for that and have little activities for the kids that day. But in years prior, we had a couple, they no longer live in this neighborhood, but they would plan a kids carnival every year and bring in like a petting zoo and fire trucks and all kinds of things
That's what I
that.
remember.
Yeah. So if anybody is like, hey, I really want to see more kids activities here, please come help us. And also you can apply for funds for the giving program to, where we can support you to plan your own initiative. So that's a great question. Thank you, Ashley. Yeah.
I saw on the Garfield message board, they were talking about their garden, and I was like, oh shit, we used to have a garden here too, and we don't. And I just wondered, do we have any, leads on a new community garden in the neighborhood, right? 'Cause we had it in different areas, and it's a little sad if we don't.
Yeah, we haven't yet set up our meeting because there's a lot of availability stuff that's happening, but we are going to be talking with Heather here about potentially hosting a new community garden at the second house on 11th Street.
Yeah, we're super excited to, if you guys pick for garden, it's a super cool idea, so we're in.
So we don't have all the details.
When is the first home tour committee meeting?
Oh my God, how did it? You guys, this is why. Okay, home tour committee meeting is this Sunday.
Sunday.
At Cartel from noon to 1. Again, any of you are welcome. You'll have so much fun for an hour. We'll get to see what ideas we have. You'll get to see or get to bring your own ideas to the table. And we are going to hit the ground running because we usually start selling tickets by November, and that's only 3 months away. So we do absolutely need your help. And we will find out as a group together what the cadence looks like for meetings. And what the times and days that really work for that group are, but this will be our kickoff just to make sure we get started. So yes, Sunday, this Sunday, noon to 1 at Cartel. Great question. Yeah.
A couple of cool announcements. We were on the front page of the American Republic, highlighting Coronado and our project last month. And we also announced that I'm the preservationist developer who bought the houses on 11th Street, right, the ones that are directly across from that. Yes, I'm saying all 9 buildings. But we also announced we got a
Very cool, okay. I'm starting to imagine the kind of arts and crafts I might get to do soon. Let us know when you have a timeline on that as well, and we'll help share information. Yeah. Oh, Joyce?
Can I go, we talk about this fest?
Yeah.
Either it's right here or right after, if people don't want to be in on it.
If people don't
Instead of another meeting, right? We've been trying to plot another meeting, but
Yeah.
email multiple times, and it's like we're all here, no?
You're not all here,
Okay,
but
well.
we will try to get it together, yes. Those of us who are here can circle up and talk about stuff. Yes. Very much. And then, yeah.
So if anybody here likes to play games, we're not doing it this Tuesday, but we've been hosting a game night at our house on Tuesdays, and we've gotten to meet a lot of neighbors through this. We typically post about it on the Facebook board. We're not really big social media people, so if you're interested, come find us here or find us on the board, but it's really fun. It's like a super casual, really little way to like meet your neighbors, hang out, not in the weeds.
Very cool. Any other questions, concerns, praise? Okay.